Falling in love is one of those things that can feel both magical and confusing at the same time. When a man really starts to develop deep feelings, he often doesn't come right out and say it immediately. Instead, he shows it through his actions, his choices, and the little ways he treats the person he cares about. The tricky part is, those signs aren't always obvious. Sometimes they're subtle, hidden in everyday moments that are easy to overlook. But if you know what to look for, you'll start to notice that his behavior reveals far more than his words ever could. Think about it. Anyone can say, "I like you," or "I care about you," but real feelings go beyond words. They show up in the effort he makes, the way he looks at you, and the consistency of his presence in your life. A man who is truly falling for you won't just act out of politeness or habit. His actions will carry genuine intention. He'll begin to prioritize you, protect you, and treat you as someone who adds real value to his world. What makes these signs so powerful is that they don't happen overnight. They unfold slowly, almost like pieces of a puzzle coming together. At first, you might just notice the little things. He remembers something small you said in passing, or he makes time for you even on his busiest days. Then, as his feelings grow, the signs become harder to ignore. Suddenly, you find yourself at the center of his future plans, being introduced to the people closest to him, and realizing that his happiness is tied closely to yours. And here's the beautiful part. When a man is truly falling for you, you'll never have to constantly question his intentions. His actions will reassure you, not confuse you. You won't be left wondering if you matter, because he'll make sure you know. Love in its truest form isn't about guessing games or mixed signals. It's about consistency, care, and the little gestures that show you're valued. In this video, we're going to walk through 15 powerful signs a man shows when he's really falling hard for you. These aren't the shallow cliché tips you've probably heard 100 times before. Instead, they're the deeper, more meaningful behaviors that reveal what's really going on in his heart. By the end, you'll be able to recognize the difference between a man who's just interested for the moment and one who's truly serious about you. So, if you've ever caught yourself wondering, does he really like me, or am I just imagining it? This is for you. Grab a cozy spot, relax, and let's dive into the signs that show when a man is not just interested, but truly falling in love. He prioritizes your happiness. When a man is truly falling hard for you, one of the clearest signs is that he begins to prioritize your happiness above almost everything else. This doesn't mean he suddenly ignores his own needs or loses his sense of self, but rather that your well-being becomes deeply important to him. You'll notice that he pays close attention to the things that make you smile, the small details that brighten your day, and even the subtle cues that show when something is bothering you. He isn't just doing it to impress you for a short while. It comes naturally because he genuinely cares. When you're upset, he will go out of his way to comfort you, even if it means rearranging his own schedule or putting aside something he was busy with. If you casually mention something you like, maybe a favorite snack or a movie you've been wanting to watch, he'll surprise you by remembering and bringing it up later. Your happiness starts to feel like his happiness, and seeing you smile gives him a sense of fulfillment that words can hardly describe. It's also clear in the way he makes decisions. For example, if he's choosing a restaurant, planning a day out, or even talking about the future, your preferences will matter just as much as his own, sometimes even more. This doesn't come from obligation, but from a place of love and genuine desire to see you feel good. He wants to create moments where you feel cherished, valued, and understood. At the core, prioritizing your happiness is his way of showing that he's emotionally invested. He's not just interested in surface-level attraction. He wants to be someone who adds joy, comfort, and security to your life. And when a man consistently puts your happiness first, it's a powerful sign that he's falling for you in a very real way. He makes consistent time for you. When a man is truly falling for you, one of the strongest indicators is that he makes consistent time for you. In today's busy world, everyone has responsibilities, deadlines, and personal goals. So when someone makes it a point to carve out space in their schedule just for you, it shows real commitment. This isn't about a quick text here and there, or seeing you only when it's convenient for him. It's about him actively choosing to prioritize moments with you no matter how hectic his life might be, you'll notice that he doesn't wait for you to always reach out first. Instead, he initiates plans, checks in on your day, and ensures that you know you are on his mind. Even on days when he is overwhelmed with work or other obligations, he will find a way to connect with you, whether it's a short call before bed, a thoughtful message during his break, or scheduling your next meetup in advance. The consistency shows you that he isn't just interested in a casual fling. He wants to build something meaningful and lasting. Spending time with you isn't a chore for him. It's something he looks forward to. It's in the way he gets excited about even the simplest activities like grabbing coffee, taking a walk, or just sitting together in silence. What matters to him is not what you're doing, but that he's doing it with you. He wants you to feel that you're never an afterthought, but a core part of his daily life. When a man makes consistent time for you, it reflects emotional investment and seriousness. He is essentially saying, through his actions, that no matter how busy he is, you're worth the effort. And when someone values your presence so much that they make sure to consistently include you in their life, it's a clear sign that his feelings run deep. He remembers the little details. When a man is falling for you, one of the sweetest and most telling signs is that he remembers the little details about you. These aren't just the obvious things like your favorite color or birthday, but the small, seemingly insignificant things you've mentioned in passing. Maybe you once talked about a song you loved as a child, a food that always makes you feel comforted, or a dream you had years ago. To you, it might have been a casual conversation, but to him, it becomes something worth holding on to. He recalls these details because he listens with genuine interest, and they matter to him simply because they matter to you. This sign stands out because remembering small things requires attention and care. It means he's not only hearing your words, but also storing them in his mind, as if each detail is a little piece of you that he wants to cherish. Later, he may surprise you by bringing up something you barely remember telling him, like how you take your coffee or a book you've been meaning to read. These moments show you that he values you enough to pay attention beyond the surface level. It's also about how he uses these details to make you feel special. He might plan a surprise around something you once said you wanted, or mention something from a story you told weeks ago. This shows consistency and depth of affection. It isn't about grand gestures, but about the care in the smallest moments, the proof that he is truly tuned into you. When a man remembers the little details, it reveals that you're not just someone passing through his life, you're someone he treasures, someone he wants to understand fully. And that kind of effort is a clear sign he's falling deeply for you. He introduces you to his close circle. When a man is genuinely falling hard for you, one of the strongest signals is when he introduces you to his close circle, his friends, family, or the people he trusts most. This step carries a lot of weight because it shows that he doesn't see you as just a temporary part of his life. Instead, he's opening up his personal world and inviting you into the spaces where he feels most comfortable and vulnerable. For many men, their circle is sacred, and bringing someone into it means they're serious about where things are going. This act isn't just about casual introductions either. It's about him wanting the people who matter most to him to know about you and to see how you fit into his life. He might bring you along to a family dinner, invite you to hang out with his closest friends, or talk about you proudly when you're not around. Pay attention to how he presents you. When he introduces you warmly and with pride, it shows he wants everyone to know you're important to him. It also reveals his desire for integration. He doesn't want to keep his world separate. He wants you to blend into his life naturally. He may look for his friends' approval, not because he doubts his feelings, but because he values their opinions and wants you to be part of that dynamic. And when his friends or family treat you with familiarity and warmth, it's usually because he's already spoken highly of you behind the scenes. Ultimately, when a man takes this step, it's about more than just names and handshakes. It's a sign of pride, trust, and long-term intention. By inviting you into his inner circle, he's showing that you're not just someone he likes. You're someone he envisions as a real part of his future. 5. He communicates openly and often. When a man is truly falling for you, one of the clearest signs is that he communicates openly and often. He doesn't leave you guessing about where you stand, and he doesn't vanish for days without explanation. Instead, he makes an effort to stay connected, whether through calls, texts, or face-to-face conversations. The consistency of his communication shows that he's not just interested in casual interaction. He wants to build a deeper bond where honesty and openness are at the center. You'll notice that he doesn't shy away from talking about real things. It's not only small talk or playful banter. He's also willing to share his thoughts, feelings, and experiences. He might open up about his day, his struggles, or even his dreams for the future. This kind of openness signals that he trusts you with pieces of his inner world. In turn, he encourages you to share too, making the conversation a two-way street where both of you feel heard and understood. Another important part of this is frequency. A man who is falling hard for you doesn't just check in when it's convenient. He makes communication part of his routine. Whether it's sending a good morning message, asking how your day is going, or ending the night with a thoughtful text, these small efforts add up. It shows you're on his mind throughout the day, and that keeping a connection with you matters to him. Openness also comes through in the way he handles disagreements or misunderstandings. Instead of avoiding conflict or shutting down, he tries to talk it through and find a solution. That's because he values the relationship more than his pride. At its core, frequent and honest communication is his way of saying you're important to him. It reflects effort, trust, and a desire to grow closer, a strong sign that his feelings are genuine and deepening with time. He shows genuine concern for your well-being. When a man is falling deeply for you, one of the most heartfelt signs is that he shows genuine concern for your well-being. This goes beyond simple politeness or casual care. It's a consistent, sincere interest in how you're really doing, physically, emotionally, and even mentally. He doesn't just ask, "How are you?" out of habit, but because he truly wants to know. And when you answer, he listens carefully, remembering the things that matter and checking in later to see how you're holding up. You'll notice his concern in small but meaningful actions. If you're sick, he might bring you medicine, make sure you're eating well, or remind you to rest. If you've had a stressful day, he doesn't brush it off, but instead offers comfort, reassurance, or simply a listening ear. He might encourage you to take care of yourself, whether that means drinking water, getting enough sleep, or not overworking. These things may seem simple, but they reveal a deep level of care, because your health and happiness genuinely affect him. It also shows in the way he pays attention to your moods. If you're upset or quiet, he notices. And instead of ignoring it, he gently asks what's wrong or gives you space if that's what you need. His goal isn't just to fix everything, but to make sure you feel supported. That's a huge difference between someone who's casually interested and someone who's truly invested. This concern isn't about control or obligation. It comes from love. He wants to see you safe, happy, and thriving. When your struggles matter to him almost as much as his own, it's proof that he's not just thinking about himself anymore. He's thinking about us. And that shift in perspective is one of the clearest signs he's falling hard for you. He makes future plans with you. When a man is truly falling for you, one of the most powerful signs is that he starts making future plans with you. This isn't just about what to do next weekend or where to grab dinner, though those things matter. It's about the way he includes you in his long-term vision. When he talks about the future, you're no longer absent from the picture. Instead, you're woven into it naturally, as if he can't imagine moving forward without you being a part of it. You'll notice this in the small ways first. He might casually mention wanting to take a trip together in a few months, or he'll talk about an event happening later in the year and assume you'll be going with him. These aren't just throwaway comments. They show he's already thinking ahead and wants you by his side. It reflects that he doesn't see your connection as temporary. He sees it as something with real potential. Sometimes it's even deeper. He might bring up conversations about living arrangements, career goals, or even family dreams, and he'll frame them in a way that includes we instead of just I. That shift in language tells you everything. He's not just building a future for himself anymore. He's imagining what it could look like with you in it. This sign also shows through his consistency. If he talks about future plans, he follows up on them. He doesn't just say it to sound romantic in the moment. He actually means it and takes steps to make it happen. That reliability speaks volumes about his intentions. At the heart of it, making future plans is his way of showing he's serious. He's not afraid to invest his time, energy, and emotions into something lasting. And when a man sees his future with you in it, it's one of the clearest indications that he's falling for you in a real, committed way. He respects your opinions and decisions. When a man is falling hard for you, one of the most genuine signs is that he respects your opinions and decisions. He doesn't just hear you out to be polite. He actually values what you think and takes it into account. Whether it's something small, like what movie to watch, or something bigger like choices about your career or personal goals, he treats your perspective with seriousness. It's not about him always agreeing with you, but about him recognizing that your voice matters as much as his own. This respect shows in the way he listens. Instead of interrupting or dismissing your thoughts, he pays attention and considers your point of view. Even if he has a different opinion, he won't belittle or argue just to prove himself right. Instead, he'll discuss it calmly, showing that he cares about understanding where you're coming from. That kind of behavior reflects maturity and genuine affection. You'll also notice it in how he supports the decisions you make for yourself. If you choose a path that's important to you, he stands behind you rather than trying to control or sway you. He might give advice if you ask, but he ultimately respects that you know what's best for your life. In relationships, this creates a sense of equality. He sees you as a partner, not someone he needs to dominate or lead. Respecting your opinions also means he seeks them out. He'll ask what you think before making decisions that involve both of you, showing that your input is not just welcome, but essential. That's his way of saying you're not just a part of his present. You're someone he wants to build with. At its heart, this respect is love in action. It shows that he not only cares about you, but values your individuality, proving he's falling for you in a deep and meaningful way. He goes out of his way to support you. When a man is truly falling for you, one of the most touching signs is that he goes out of his way to support you. This kind of support isn't just about being around when it's easy or convenient. It's about showing up even when it takes effort, time, or sacrifice. He wants to be your biggest cheerleader, the person you can lean on when things get tough, and the one who celebrates with you when things go right. You'll notice it in everyday moments. If you have a busy day, he might step in to make life a little easier, whether that's helping you with errands, giving you a ride, or just sending an encouraging message when you need it most. If you're working toward a goal, he's the one, reminding you not to give up, boosting your confidence and making sure you know he believes in you. And when you're facing challenges, he doesn't disappear. He's there, steady and dependable, offering help in whatever way he can. This support also shows in the way he pays attention to what matters to you. Even if something isn't particularly interesting to him, he'll still show up because it's important to you. He might attend your events, help you prepare for something big, or just sit and listen while you vent about your day. These acts reveal that he's not just invested in his own world, but also in yours. What makes this so powerful is that it's not about grand gestures. It's about consistency. He doesn't help because he feels obligated. He does it because he genuinely wants to see you thrive. His effort proves that your happiness and success are priorities for him. And when a man goes out of his way to support you time and time again, it's one of the clearest signs that his feelings are real, deep, and lasting. 10. He gets a little jealous, but in a caring way. When a man is falling hard for you, one sign that often slips through is when he gets a little jealous, but in a caring, almost protective way. This isn't the kind of jealousy that's toxic, controlling, or suffocating. Instead, it's subtle, gentle, and actually comes from a place of deep affection. It shows that he values you so much that the thought of losing you or seeing someone else capture your attention stirs something in him. You might notice it in small moments. Maybe you're talking to another guy and he suddenly becomes more attentive, joins the conversation, or makes a playful remark to remind you of his presence. Or he might ask casual questions later, not to interrogate you, but just to reassure himself that you're still his priority. This kind of jealousy often shows up as extra effort. He might give you more compliments, be a little more affectionate, or go out of his way to remind you how much he cares. The difference lies in how he handles it. A man who's falling for you doesn't let jealousy turn into anger or control. Instead, he channels it into appreciation, using it as a reminder not to take you for granted. Rather than creating tension, his little sparks of jealousy can actually make you feel more cherished, because it's clear that he's emotionally invested and doesn't want to lose his place in your life. At its core, this caring form of jealousy isn't about ownership, it's about vulnerability. It's his way of showing that your love matters to him so much that the idea of losing it makes him uneasy. And when a man feels that way while still respecting your freedom and trust, it's a strong sign that his feelings for you are genuine and deep. He compliments you sincerely. When a man is truly falling for you, one of the most heartwarming signs is that he compliments you sincerely. His words don't feel forced, rehearsed, or like something he's just saying to flatter you. They come across as genuine, thoughtful, and specific. Instead of the generic, "you look nice" that anyone could say, he'll notice and appreciate the details that others might overlook, like the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love, or how your determination inspires him. These compliments show that he's not only attracted to you physically, but also deeply values who you are as a person. You'll notice that his compliments go beyond surface-level appearance. Of course, he might tell you how beautiful or stylish you look, but he also admires qualities like your kindness, intelligence, humor, or resilience. He notices the effort you put into things, whether it's your work, your creativity, or how you treat people around you. When he acknowledges these traits, it reflects that he sees the full picture of who you are, not just the outer shell. Another important part is timing. He doesn't just compliment you when it's easy or obvious, like when you're dressed up for an event. He'll say it when you least expect it, when you're in casual clothes, when you're stressed, or when you don't feel your best. That's because his compliments aren't about appearances alone. They're about reminding you of your worth and making you feel appreciated all the time. Sincere compliments also build emotional closeness. They show that he's paying attention and that he wants you to feel valued. When his words consistently uplift you and make you feel seen, it's more than just sweet talk. It's a reflection of his growing affection and respect. A man who compliments you sincerely isn't just falling for how you look. He's falling for who you are. 12. He shares personal things with you. When a man is falling hard for you, one of the clearest signs is that he begins to share personal things with you. This isn't just about casual details like what he had for lunch or what movie he last watched. It's about him opening up the deeper, more private sides of himself that he doesn't reveal to just anyone. Men often guard their vulnerabilities, but when he starts trusting you enough to let you into his inner world, it shows that his feelings are strong and genuine. You might notice he tells you stories from his past, including childhood memories, struggles he's faced, or lessons he's learned. He might share his fears, insecurities, or the things that weigh on him when no one else is around. By doing this, he's letting you see him in a raw and unfiltered way, which is a huge sign of emotional intimacy. It means he sees you as someone safe, someone who won't judge him for his flaws, but instead understand him more deeply. It also shows in the way he talks about his future. He'll share his dreams, ambitions, and even his worries about what's ahead. He includes you in those thoughts because he's not just thinking of himself anymore. He's imagining how you fit into that bigger picture. This level of openness creates a bond that goes beyond surface attraction. It builds trust and connection. When a man shares personal things, it's not about oversharing for the sake of it. It's about carefully choosing to let you into the parts of his heart he usually keeps hidden. That trust is one of the strongest signs he's not just interested casually. He's falling for you in a way that's real, emotional, and lasting. He tries to impress you without boasting. When a man is falling hard for you, one sign that often shines through is that he tries to impress you without boasting. He doesn't feel the need to brag endlessly about his achievements, possessions, or talents, but instead he shows his best qualities in subtle, thoughtful ways. It's less about showing off to the world and more about quietly proving to you that he is capable, reliable, and worthy of your admiration. You'll notice this in small gestures. Maybe he puts in extra effort when you're around, like dressing a little sharper, being on his best behavior, or showing kindness to others because he wants you to see the kind of man he is. He may go out of his way to help you with something, not because he wants praise, but because he hopes his actions will make your life easier and leave a lasting impression. His goal isn't to make himself look superior, it's to show you that he's someone you can count on. Another way this shows up is in the way he talks about his achievements. Instead of bragging or constantly reminding you of what he's done, he might casually mention things only if they come up in conversation, and even then, he's often a little modest about them. He's more interested in you noticing his effort through his actions than through flashy words. For example, he might fix something for you, take initiative when you need help, or surprise you by remembering something important, all quiet ways of impressing you without making it obvious. This behavior is powerful because it reflects humility, mixed with genuine affection. He wants to win your respect, but not through arrogance, through effort, care, and authenticity. When a man tries to impress you in these subtle ways, it's a clear sign that he values how you see him and is falling deeply for you. He listens attentively when you talk. When a man is truly falling for you, one of the most undeniable signs is that he listens attentively when you talk. This might sound simple, but in reality, attentive listening is rare and incredibly meaningful. It shows that he isn't just hearing your words, he's absorbing them, valuing them, and showing respect for your thoughts and feelings. When you speak, he doesn't interrupt, brush you off, or let his attention wander. Instead, he stays engaged, making sure you know that what you say matters to him. You'll notice his attentiveness in the little things. He maintains eye contact, responds thoughtfully, and even remembers details you may have forgotten you shared. Later, he might bring those details up again, like reminding you of something you said weeks ago, or surprising you by following through on a preference you casually mentioned. These small moments reveal that he's not just passively listening, but actively storing away the pieces of who you are. It's not just about remembering facts, though. Attentive listening is also about emotional connection. If you're upset, he listens without rushing you or trying to shut down the conversation. If you're excited, he shares in your joy and asks questions to learn more. His goal isn't simply to reply, but to truly understand you. That kind of deep listening shows empathy, care, and emotional investment, qualities that come from someone who genuinely wants to build a real bond with you. What makes this so powerful is that it reflects patience and presence. In a world full of distractions, when a man chooses to give you his undivided attention, it's because you're important to him. His focus is his way of saying, "You matter, and I want to know you fully." And that level of attentiveness is a clear sign he's falling deeply for you. 15. He makes you feel safe and valued. When a man is falling deeply for you, one of the strongest signs is that he makes you feel safe and valued. This isn't just about physical safety, though that can be part of it. It's about creating an emotional space where you feel secure, respected, and truly appreciated for who you are. His presence gives you a sense of calm, the reassurance that no matter what happens, you have someone who's in your corner. You'll notice this in the way he treats you. He never belittles your feelings, mocks your insecurities, or makes you doubt your worth. Instead, he encourages you, uplifts you, and helps you see the strengths you sometimes forget you have. When you're with him, you don't feel judged. You feel accepted, flaws and all. That kind of emotional safety is rare, and it's one of the clearest signs that his affection is genuine. He also shows it through his actions. If you're walking together, he might instinctively guide you to the safe side of the street. If you're going through a rough time, he's there not just to listen, but to stand by you, making sure you don't feel alone. He protects your heart by being honest and consistent, never leaving you to wonder where you stand. In moments of doubt, he reassures you. In moments of fear, he grounds you. Equally important, he makes you feel valued. He notices your efforts, appreciates the little things you do, and makes sure you know how important you are in his life. He doesn't take you for granted. He reminds you, through words and actions, that you are loved and cherished. At the core, When a man makes you feel safe and valued, it means he's not just falling for you. He's building a foundation of trust and love that can last. That deep sense of security is one of the truest signs that his feelings are real.